If you miss old school YouTube tutorials, this video is for you. We are going in depth today, and the inspiration is the Fearless Fake Blush from Singe Beauty. This is the most beautiful purple blush. If you pick this up or you've been debating on trying purple blush, this tutorial is for you. If you're thinking that this blush is scary or intimidating and you just don't know how it's gonna look on you, hopefully this video will give you the confidence to try it out. Let's jump on in. The goal is flawless skin today, so we're definitely gonna be doing some skin prep. I already went in with my Omega water cream from Inkylist. This is just my everyday favorite, very weightless moisturizer. And then on top of that, after it had sunk in a little bit, I went in with the Hello Sunshine sunscreen from Adept Cosmetics. Love this underneath makeup, and again, just let it kind of sit and do its thing for a little bit before we go in with the next layer, which is going to be my One Size Secure the Glow Tacky Hydrating Primer. I feel like this primer is the perfect combination of adding longevity to your makeup but also hydrating the skin. I'm currently in my spot concealing era. Instead of just throwing on 2 pumps of foundation, I would rather spot conceal and have a little bit more of a lightweight foundation look. So I'm going in with the NARS Soft Matte Concealer in the shade Chantilly, and I'm just going to dab that over any little spots that I want to conceal. And then I'm going to leave it. I'm not going to blend it. I'm going to let it dry down completely and just do my base over it for full coverage. I do like to go in with some around my nose for the redness there. I'm also going to go into the Becca and Smashbox Under Eye Brightening Corrector. This is the shade Fairlight. This is never a skip in my current makeup routine because I have a baby. I'm doing the same technique, kind of just spreading it out, and I'm gonna let it dry down for a second before I blend anything, just to get the most coverage that I possibly can. I also like to take that corrector all the way up here, making sure I'm not skipping any of the areas that I want brightness. Oh, and when I was waiting for the sunscreen to dry down a little bit, I went in with the Laneige Cotton Candy Lip Balm. I lost this and I just recently found it, and I remember I love it so much. It smells good and it looks beautiful. I'm just gonna leave my base alone for now, even though it looks a little bit silly, and we're going to quickly do the eyes. So I'm gonna go into the NARS concealer again. I like to take it underneath my brow first, and also on the inner corners, and then whatever's left over on my brush I'll kind of throw in the remaining area. I've been into lining underneath my brows again, but before I do them, just to kind of give that sharp look, and then I can go in with just a tiny little bit of brow pencil. And I'm just gonna go in with my concealer brush and just pat over top to make sure there's no extra product. I'm gonna go into the ColourPop Brow Boss pencil in the shade Blonde, which I would say it's a pretty warm blonde shade. And mostly I'm just going to fill in the tail of my brow right here where it's a little bit sparse. Okay, and then I just go into the Pixi Brow Duo. I have the shade Natural Blonde, and I really wouldn't recommend this. I'm using it because I already have it, and I think the brow gel side is pretty decent. The other side with the brow pencil, I don't know, it just, the packaging, oh, did you see that? It just completely fell out. I don't know if you can see this. It's like the wand only gets this far. Not the best packaging, but it'll do for now. The eyeshadow is going to be really simple, and then we're going to add to it later on to incorporate the blush. But for now, just keeping it very basic with the Makeup by Mario Master Mattes, the Neutrals palette. I'm going to start off with the lightest shade, setting the brow bone and the inner corner with that. And then I'm going to go into this kind of like rosy brown shade, placing it in my outer V, and then whatever's left over, I'll blend into the crease, keeping the eyes nice, wide awake. I'm going to take this neutral brown matte right here on a very small little smudgy pencil brush, and I'm just going to line close to my lash line with that. And then I'm going in with the lightest shade again on my finger just to make it more intense, and I'm going to throw that on the lid. Pausing eyes, going back to the base, I'm going to go in with my foundation now. This is the L'Oreal True Match in the shade W1, and I'm just going to use like 1 pump of it, nothing more than that. I'm going to use my BK Beauty 115 to kind of evenly distribute that 1 pump all over the face, just to make sure that I'm not doing too much product in one spot before I start blending. Also going to be avoiding the under eye area just because I don't want it to get cakey. We're going to go in with a lot of concealer in a second. My thought process is that this area is the concealer's job. Let it do its thing. Don't let the foundation get in the way. For my under eyes, I'm going to go into the Radiant Cream Concealer from Neutrogena in the shade Ivory Light 1. I heard that this was a dupe for the NARS concealer, and I have kind of been back and forth about it. I'm like, no, I think I like the NARS more. But recently I started using this in a way where I feel like I enjoy it just as much because I feel like this concealer has slightly less coverage. But if you lay it down and let it dry down for several minutes before you blend out, I feel like it looks so full coverage. It looks really, really beautiful. So I'm placing it down where I need the majority of product, and we're just gonna let it sit, let it do its thing. It's been about 3 or 4 minutes, so I'm gonna go into my concealer brush, and I'm first going to blend on the inner corner just by tapping, making sure that I'm not spreading the product that I need the absolute most, because I really, really wanna concentrate the coverage here, and then whatever's left over, we can start blending outwards. Look how beautiful that concealer looks. I feel like this technique took that concealer from being a concealer I liked to being one of my favorite concealers. I want to go ahead and finish up my cream products before I set underneath my eyes. I probably will go back in with my brush and make sure nothing creases or anything before I go in with the powder, but for now, let's talk about the bronzer. So I feel like with a purple blush, if you go in with a very warm bronzer, it might not be the most seamless transition. So I prefer to go in with a bronzer that's maybe a little bit more neutral, a little bit more rosy toned. Kind of wanted to swatch together just to show you what I mean. So the bronzer I'm going to go in with today is Old Gum from Hannah Louise Poston and Salt New York. I think this is technically a blush. Maybe it's just a cream color. You can use it the way that you want to, but for me, I feel like this is my perfect, like just the tiniest, tiny tint of rosiness bronzer. So here's Old Gum, blended out. And then we can go ahead and I'm just gonna grab a purple blush and blend that next to it. I don't know if you can just see that transition is like really pretty. And then going in with a little bit of a warmer bronzer from Salt New York. If we throw that down and blend it together, it's not that you can't do it. I don't know if you can tell. I just feel like this side looks more seamless than this side. It almost looks a little bit more jarring, the orange versus purple. Obviously, there's no actual rules to makeup. You can do whatever you want. But just from my experience and all the times I've put purple blush on, I feel like anytime I go in with a bronzer that's a little too warm, I end up not liking the blush as much versus a bronzer that's a little bit more rosy. Going into Old Gum with my BK Beauty 109, and I'm just going to slightly bronze the skin. I feel like that just adds the perfect amount of color to my cheeks while still looking really natural. Don't get me wrong, you can use Fearless Fig on its own. It'll be beautiful, it will last all day long, but I just kind of like my routine and I always go in with a liquid or cream blush and then a powder blush to really lock everything in, keep it super long wearing. I want my makeup to look the way that it looks when I apply it, when I take it off. So the fun part about this is I feel like with a purple blush, you can kind of mix it up a little bit with the blush shade that you have underneath. Again, I want to do some swatches to demonstrate some of my favorite things to do. So starting off, we have pretty much a matching cream blush. This is Frenchie from Finding Ferdinand. I feel like it looks like such an intense purple, but I think it is so beautiful on the cheeks. I would recommend this under Fearless Fig if you want it to be extra vibrant, or again, you want it to last all day long and you really want to just zone in onto those purple tones. I think that, you know, it's a match made in heaven. I also really like doing Fearless Fig over a cool baby pink, and that could be a little bit more muted or a little bit more vibrant. So my muted version would be Skinny Dip from Finding Ferdinand. It's a super pretty soft pink. Or if you want to go with something a little bit more of a vibrant cool tone pink, I love Singe Beauty Baby. Again, I'm trying to avoid blushes that have more of a orange tone underneath because I feel like it just doesn't go together. Bring it out a little bit. I think all three of those are so beautiful underneath. Today, I think I'm actually going to go in with Skinny Dip on one side and Frenchie on the other, just so you can see both of them in comparison. Again, just using my BK Beauty 109, and I'm just taking a little tiny tap. We're going to throw that on top. And if you need pigment, this blush is very buildable. So I'm just building it up slowly. Going in with Skinny Dip. I accidentally picked up more of that one, but see, it's just a little bit more of a soft pink versus the purple tones that are coming out in this. And I do like to kind of blend it in to my concealer a little bit. Now we are going to set everything with the L'Oreal Infallible Blur Powder in the shade Pink Light. My concealer looks really good, but I am just gonna go ahead and do one quick pass over it with my concealer brush just to have everything nice and fresh before I set it down. I'm gonna take majority of the product focused underneath my eyes. And then whatever's left in the lid, kind of just set my T-zone. I really don't let the powder sit. I pretty much brush it away as soon as I'm finished applying. Now going into the blush, I'm so excited. I've been reaching for the Sydney Grace blush brush recently. I really like it. So I'm just gonna pick up a tiny little bit, and it is pretty pigmented. So if this is your first time using purple blush, if you're just like a little bit scared, you can always go ahead and just do the first dip on the back of your hand and then go in to your cheek just to kind of soften the amount of product that you picked up. I'm just kind of tapping it down, and then I really like blending it into my powder just a little bit. Okay, so that's just one little tiny pass. I'll go in with just a little bit more to show you. Obviously, this is our double layer of purple right here. So it's pretty intense, but I think it looks so pretty. There's nothing to be scared of. I think it's wearable enough. Like, I feel like you see this in the pan and you're like, that's beautiful, but intimidating. And it's gorgeous. Okay, so now I'm gonna go ahead and do the same thing on the other side. Hopefully you can see the difference. This is just gonna pull a tiny bit more pink. You're still gonna have those purple tones, but it's gonna be maybe just a touch more like wearable, you know, just dipping your toes in purple blush on this side. So there is Skinny Dip underneath Fearless Fig, Frenchie underneath Fearless Fig. I feel like this looks a little bit more soft on my skin tone, a little bit more like a natural everyday look. And this is more of like a vibrant, the cheek is the moment look. Okay, so now one of my favorite tricks with this blush to really make everything just blend together and look super seamless is to grab it on my blending brush, just a little tiny dab, and we're gonna throw that on top of the eyeshadow just over the crease. I just feel like it brings that exact same purple tone to the eyes. Also grab a little bit of this because I don't have anything under there yet. The purple is gonna look pretty vibrant. So just give me a second. Going back into the deepest shade we used in the Mario palette, I'm gonna blend that on the outer corner over the purple. The Finding Ferdinand blushes and the Singe Beauty blushes both have like a slight satin finish, so I do feel like the cheek has a little bit of a glow to it. It looks really pretty and natural, and I think you could definitely stop here. But sometimes when I'm wanting to add just a little bit more something on top, I like going into my palette with Adept. This is the AMYLOVES face palette, and I'm gonna grab a little bit of Athena on a highlighter brush, literally just the smallest little dab, and I'm gonna throw that just on the very top of the cheekbone. Little on the nose. And then just a touch on the inner corner of the eye to pull it all together. I'm gonna go into the Urban Decay Tube Job mascara in the shade Brunette Brown. I'm going to apply to my upper and lower lashes. For this look, I feel like you could go really grungy with the lips. You could go really nude. You could just throw on a sheer gloss, and I think anything would look really pretty. But I am leaning towards using the Maybelline Gone Grayish lip liner because I feel like the vibes are just vibing. How could I not go in with this gloss? Melrose from Blend Bunny. It's just like the perfect matching purple. It is sheer, but it just has like that little tint to it. And there you have it. That is the full Fearless Fig look. I am obsessed with this combination of products and techniques. I would love to know if you prefer the side with skinny dip underneath or the side with Frenchie underneath. I'd love to know if you have tried a purple blush or if maybe this video is giving you the courage to give it a go. You can definitely use an eyeshadow. You do not need to use this specific blush, even though the formula of this is really good, very easy to work with. I do recommend it. I hope to see you again very soon. Bye.